Hello everyone, how's it going? I'm WoWcrendor, and welcome back to yet another gimmick/fun card review, where I go through all the cards of the new expansion and review them based on their gimmick or fun potential. So everybody else makes these types of things where they go through all the cards, and like, this is great in Standard, this is great in Arena, all these types of things, the value. I go for the value of the gimmick, for the value of some crazy shit happening with this card. And that's what I review the cards based on. So sit back, relax, and let's look at all these new cards that are all released. Comes out on Thursday, and see if there's any crazy gimmick potential that's available here. So we're going to start off with Emrys, who is a 10 mana 8/8 Hunter Legendary dragon. And his Battlecry is double the attack and health of all minions in your hand. So when I first read this, I kind of got excited. I was like, dude, this sounds crazy. And if you can drop like a Bronzebeard with this guy, or be able to play him like multiple times with like Brewmasters or something, this would be insane. The problem is he's 10 mana. And so you have to get to turn 10 in order to do anything. But I feel like there's got to be a way to stall out the game. Maybe just a Hunter deck with just taunt. Just load it up with taunts and like things that are going to delay the game, and then somehow be able to play this guy with like Bronzebeard multiple times and then just try to win. So that, I think this card has the potential for some really crazy dumb gimmicks out there, but it's probably going to be a little hard to pull off because you might die before that. But I think, like I said, if you can just put together a whole hand of like really low cost, even like rush cards like the Boar and stuff like that, I think it'll be interesting. So I'm gonna see if I can play around with it and do anything. But is it crazy gimmicky? No, but I think it's up there on the potential to be a gimmick scale. Next we got Baku the Moon Eater. Start of the game, if your deck has only odd cost cards, upgrade your hero power. This could get pretty gimmicky. I think you can make some decks based around hero power. I've done it before, so I think he does have some potential. So again, it's kind of on the same scale where you gotta figure out a lot of different things that are gonna have to base solely around hero power. So it kind of depends on what type of deck you're building, playing around with hero power stuff. And because this is the type of card I feel like I see at the start of every expansion. I'm like, dude, this has some crazy potential, and then it ends up having like not that much going for it when you really boil it down. In the terms of gimmicks, like it might be good for actual standard play and stuff like that, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it's got anything crazy. It might be good for cards like what's that one where you gotta summon Aqui and you need 4 different types of totems? This would actually be really good for that, because you have to choose what type of totem you can put out, and so you'll be able to summon Alena right away if you get that little kobold summoning guy. So it does have gimmick potential like that. So I do think it's up there in the gimmicky scale. So again, it's another potential one. I think it's got some potential. Shudderwock is the next one. Battlecry. Repeat all other Battlecries from cards you played this game. Targets chosen randomly. Oh shit, so this is like the Battlecry Yogg-Saron. Essentially, instead of all the spells being redone, it's all the Battlecries are redone. This guy's great. This is top tier gimmick potential. We're going to be making some Shudderwock decks. This is going to be, spicy mamma mia. I'm all aboard the Shudderwock train. Let's go. Hagatha the Witch. Deal 3 damage to all minions. She's a new hero. She's not like that gimmicky or crazy, but I think they just wanted to have a hero card. I think it's like when you play a minion, you get a spell. It was something like that. It's, it's alright. There's nothing gimmicky about her. Like, people probably just play her as a card. I don't know. Not that gimmicky. Unless you're like, it's one of those gimmicks where it's like a Blizzard forced gimmick. You know what I mean? Where people are like, oh, why don't you play, God, what's like a gimmick people tried to get me to do? There's like, it's kind of like the Alakir Kobold type of thing where Blizzard's like, hey, this could be kind of fun to pull off a gimmick with, but it's not like a true this is a dumb deck. You need one specific scenario or a few specific scenarios to really pull this off type of gimmick, right? It's like Blizzard's handing you the idea for the gimmick by creating that card, if that makes any sense, right? It's just, it's not crazy. Okay, moving on. Silver Sword. After your hero attacks, give your minions 1/1. So, wow, that is a really expensive sword for that. It's not that gimmicky, I guess. It might be good for the low-cost minion deck. The buffed low-cost minions where I play like Penguin and Murloc and all that, but it's still pretty expensive to do that. So I guess this is, it's not the greatest, but I guess it's alright. Nothing too gimmicky. Cauldron Elemental. Your other elementals have 2 attack. Alright. Nothing too gimmicky about that. Deranged Doctor. Restore 8 health to your hero on a death rattle. Nothing too gimmicky about that. Gilnean Royal Guard. Divine Shield. Rush. Each turn this is in your hand, swap its attack and health. Ooh, so you can either have a 3/8 or an 8/3, but it costs 8 mana. I do like this, each turn this is in your hand, swap the attack and health. That's got some potential for some crazy situations happening, especially if you can pair that up with things like Emrys. I mean, you can get like, well, you do this twice, or maybe even buff it up a little bit with some other cards. You get up to like a 20-30 attack. So, hey, you know what? It's got potential. Not like crazy potential, but it's got some potential to be part of some gimmicks. Splinter Graft. 8/8. Choose a friendly minion. Add a 10/10 copy to your hand that costs 10? And that's a Battlecry. So let's say you play Penguin. Then you play this guy in the same turn. And then you get a 10/10 Penguin that costs 10. So like 2 turns later, you could play that Penguin. Or what about those cards where it's like if minions died this game, then they cost less? Oh my god, that's like perfect for this. Or there's so many of those cards. Or the one where you heal the ghoul. You heal the ghoul and then he costs 0 and you can just play him. Oh my god. All right, this is prime. This is some prime gimmick card. This is like one of the top gimmick cards so far. I'm liking this. Splinter Graft. And then what if you do it twice? So like you double Battlecry, you're gonna get 2 of those minions with like Bronzebeard. All right. This guy's going to be fun to play around. This is 10 out of 10. Ding, ding. Winner so far for the gimmick. Splinter Graft. I'm liking that. Splitting Festery. Death Rattle. 8/4/4. Summon 2/2 Splitting Saplings. I guess I could do some weird deck with saplings. That might be fun. It's not really gimmicky, but be like a sapling tree deck or something. That might be fun. Test Greymane. Replace every card from another class you've played this game. Targets chosen randomly. Ooh, that's kind of fun. So it's not too gimmicky, but it's just kind of random and crazy and fun. So I like this card as well. I'll definitely play around with it. I'm just trying to make a rogue deck that, I guess it could be gimmicky because you can make a whole deck based around stealing the opponent's cards. I guess if they play rogue though, then you're kind of screwed because it's every class or every card from another class. Yeah, you would just have to not play against rogues. So this is alright. Nothing too insane, but it's just kind of a bit of RNG and having some fun. I like RNG, but, you know, I play the game for these reasons. Alena Soul Thief. Replace your hand with a copy of your opponent's. I talked about this in my other videos. This card's another prime gimmick card. This is great. You can play all those low-cost minions I was just talking about, where you buff them up in your hand. You get a handful of low-cost minions. You put them on the board, and you empty your hand, and then you play Alena, and you steal your opponent's cards. Like, this is a spicy card for that. It's going to fit right into a lot of my fun, gimmicky decks, and I think you can just have some fun with it anyway. So, Alena Soul Thief, very powerful gimmick card. Loving it. Black Howl Gunspire, 7/3/8, can attack. Whenever this minion takes damage, deal 3 damage to a random enemy. Okay. Interesting. I guess you would want to give it taunt somehow. Or I guess you could... I guess the whole premise behind it is doing things like whirlwind and like enrage type of damage and stuff like that. But they're not even doing enrage anymore, right? They're trying to get rid of enrage, or they're changing it so enrage isn't even a thing. Which I don't even get. They're just like, we're not doing enrage anymore. We're just calling it when this minion takes damage, it gets strong. It's like it's like, why not just keep the enrage words? I don't get it. I don't think it's gimmicky. I guess it's so weird, and I don't know. It's weird enough that I could try to make a fun deck based around it, but I don't think it's gonna be very easy to do. It's I guess it's got some fun potential, but it's not too crazy. Bog Shaper, 7/4/8. Whenever you cast a spell, draw a minion from your deck. Okay. Countess Ashmore, Battlecry, draw a Rush, Lifesteal, and Death Rattle card from your deck. That's interesting. It's kind of like some of those other cards where it's like a Murloc, a dragon, and a blah blah blah. It's okay. I guess it's nothing too gimmicky unless you put like one Rush, one Lifesteal, and one Death Rattle card into your deck, and then you always drew those cards. That could be a way to draw what you want. So that could make it kind of fun and gimmicky. But aside from that, I don't know. Darkmire Moonkin, 7/2/8, +2 spell damage. Alright. Furious Etten, 7/5/9, taunt. Alright. Lord Godfrey, Battlecry, deal 2 damage to all their minions. If any die, repeat this Battlecry. So this is kind of like that one Warlock spell, Defile, but as a legendary, just a legendary card. So that's kind of cool. I don't know if it's too gimmicky, but it could be fun to play. Nightscale Matriarch. Whenever a friendly minion is healed, summon a 3/3 Whelp, and it's a 7/4/9. That seems like it'll be pretty good for the Priest Dragon deck. Especially because it'll probably be being healed a lot, and you just keep getting 3/3 Whelps. So I probably could make some weird gimmick around the Nightscale Matriarch and just popping out Whelps nonstop. That might be fun. Just like a Whelp deck. A Whelp deck. Hey, you know what? Alright. I've talked myself into it. This sounds like it could be fun. Then you get 2 of these on the board. Alright. I'm down. I'm down with that. Worgen Abomination. At the end of your turn, deal 2 damage to all other damaged minions. Alright, so I guess if you get 2 of those, that's 4 damage to all other damaged minions. That's kind of interesting. I think that'd work well with, like, warrior decks, probably. But then if this is damaged, they would, like, damage each other if you got 2 of them out there, so that kind of would screw you over a little bit. But still might be fun. Wormguard, Battlecry. If you're holding a dragon, gain 1 attack and taunt, which would make it a 4/11 taunt for 7 mana. That is... wow, that's pretty annoying. Interesting. That is an annoying card. I don't think it's very gimmicky, but... yeah. Deadly Arsenal. Reveal a weapon from your deck. Deal its attack to all minions. Huh. This could fit in with the Colossus deck I always played around with as a way to help wipe the board. So that could actually fit in with some of my older gimmicks now that I think about it, where you discard your whole hand and then get the Colossus out there who's like 30/30 and try to one-shot him. This would be another good way to clear the board for that. So this actually fits in some old gimmicks. I like this. Coffin Crasher. Death Rattle. Summon a Death Rattle minion from your hand. Ooh, and it's a 6/6/5. This could have some gimmick potential. I guess you would have to get some specific... actually, what if you had like a Coffin Crasher lineup? Like you kept copying the Coffin Crashers. You had a handful of Coffin Crashers and you just keep summoning Coffin Crashers over and over. That could be fun. Because there's cards where you could copy cards in your hand and like get... or just copy cards in general. And keep bringing them back. Or like summon your Death Rattle twice and then... well, I guess that wouldn't work. You need more Coffin Crashers. Just a way to get a whole bunch of Coffin Crashers is what I got to figure out. It's got some fun potential. I like it. I like Coffin Crasher there. Curse Castaway. Rush. Death Rattle. Draw a combo. card from your deck. It's alright, I guess. Nothing crazy. Gengen Greymane. If your deck has only even cost cards, your starting hero power costs 1. So that's a lot like the, where is it? Baku the Moon Eater, except instead of upgrade the hero power, your hero power costs 1. Which could play into a lot of gimmicky hero power things again. So I think it does have some potential. I don't think it's as crazy as the other one, but hey, cheap hero power, who knows what it'll lead to. Glinda Crowskin. Minions in your hand have Echo. Ooh, that's actually pretty nice. That's a way of just making all the other cards have Echo potential, where it's like, every time you play it, that's one of the new keywords. Every time you play an Echo card, you're able to play it again, as long as it's the same turn. So say you have a penguin. You could play a whole board full of penguins if Glinda Crowskin was on the board. So this has some very strong gimmicky potential. I like this a lot. Imagine just flooding the board with penguins. That's a gimmick in itself. So I like this. This is very nice. Glinda Crowskin. Lady in White. Cast Inner Fire on every minion in your deck, which is set attack equal to health. Oh my god. Mamma mia, this is... wow. Hot diggity. This is a spicy gimmicky fun deck card. Oh my god. So, you wouldn't even want to trigger the Battlecry twice because, you know, you would just have to keep buffing up the health of all your minions and stuff. So you would just make an entire deck full of high health minions. And then, get this, alright? I'm going to blow your mind. You play this card, then you play the cards that you've done this to, and then you have Inner Fires and whatever Divine Spirit, is it Divine Spirit? Whatever doubles the health. And then you Inner Fire again. So you get even bigger minions. Oh my god. The potential's off the charts for the Lady in White. Give it up. Blizzard, this is gonna be a deck. You're gonna see this deck. This is like, this is gonna lead to some big minions. 10 out of 10. Mossy Whore. Battlecry. Destroy all other minions with 2 or less attack. And he's a 6/2/7. Alright. It's kind of a funny looking card. Toki Time Tinkerer. It's a mage legendary. Battlecry. Add a random legendary minion from the past to your hand. 10 out of 10. Boom, boom. We got another one, folks. Pair this up with the Battlecry Bronzebeards and all that. And you can get like a Dr. Boom and another Dr. Boom. You get 2 Dr. Booms for the price of 1. This is just fun, just seeing what you get. You could get Dr. Boom. You could get Millhouse Manastorm or Nat the Darkfisher. Who knows? Who knows what you'll get? So this is just I think it's a pretty fun card though. I'm definitely gonna play around with that one. I'll tinker around with it. Sorry. Holy Water. Deal 4 damage to a minion. If that kills it, add a copy of it to your hand. Oh, that's an interesting card. So it's a way of stealing your opponent's cards, but also killing them. That's very nice. That's going straight into my randomly robbed deck. So that's actually a perfect card for that. It's because you're stealing the minion and doing damage to it and killing it. Whoops. Bewitched Guardian. 5/4/1 Druid. Taunt. Battlecry. Gain 1 health for each card in your hand. That's interesting. Gets destroyed by silence, but I feel like there's going to be a lot of people with more silence and stuff like that, because it seems like there's a lot of cards that get buffed up by battle cries and other things this expansion. Bonfire Elemental. If you played an elemental last turn, draw a card. Okay. Nothing crazy. Carrion Drake. If a minion died this turn, gain Poisonous. Ooh. That could be fun to play around with. So you could try to like buff him up, keep him poisoned, like keep throwing out other cards and keep making him poison. He would just, if he dies though, you're screwed, but it can still be fun to play around with. It's alright. Chief Inspector. Destroy all enemy secrets. I like, it's like, hey, there better not be any secrets around here. I'll find out about it. So I mean, this is a great counter to just any secret deck. You just throw one of these in, just in case. And it's still a 5/4/6. Could be good in some gimmick decks to bypass the enemy's secrets, so I think that's pretty alright. Clockwork Automaton. Double the damage and healing of your healing power. Ooh, so this is like a pair it up with those odd and even cost things to have some more fun. That's essentially what they give you this card for. Curio Collector. Whenever you draw a card, gain 1/1. Ooh, that's interesting. That's actually, ooh, this is a spicy Mamma Mia. So this is one of those guys where you play him and then you just try to draw as many cards. Like you play like Murlocs, what do you call the draw card Murlocs. You play your Arcane Intellects. You play your Nat Pagels, and you just try to get this guy as buffed as possible. That might be a fun deck. Just see how big you can get the Curio Collector. I'm going to make a deck doing that. It's just going to be how big can I get Curio Collector and then have him win the game. So this is a Mamma Mia. Give it up. He's going to be I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10 for gimmick potential. Darius Crowley. Rush. After this minion attacks and kills a minion, gain 2/2. Ooh, that's kind of fun. So you can make like a rush deck and just... But that's one of those things where I feel like a lot of people are just going to play... Well, I don't know if they'll make entire decks based around Darius Crowley. Like, what if you buffed him up in your hand with like some stuff like that and then played him? So say you got him up to even 8/8 or 9/9, and then he got like up to 10/10, 11/11 from killing a minion right away. But he would kind of lose some of that because he'd be damaged, but... that's alright. He's like some average fun gimmick potential. Death Web Spider. Battlecry. If your hero took damage this turn, gain lifesteal. Alright. Dollmaster Dorian. 5/2/6. Whenever you draw a minion, summon a 1/1 copy of it. There it is. Another spicy 10 out of 10 Mamma Mia. This is going to be perfect for my one deck I already got where you just play copies of stuff. The one with kobolds. So, say you draw a kobold, right? Say the only minions I have in the deck are the kobolds that have the death rattle, summon a 1/1 copy of a minion in your hand, and then Ragnaros and Kel'Thuzad. Boom. He fits right into that, and you're just going to be... Oh my god, what if you summoned a copy of Dollmaster Dorian, and then... You just had Dollmaster Door. Oh my god, this is... Give this one an 11. This is perfect. This is a 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10. This is a spicy Mamma Mia on the scale. We're not even going to give it a number. It's just a spicy Mamma Mia. Duskfallen Aviana. On each player's turn, the first card played costs 0. Oh, damn. This is another pretty good one to play. This is perfect to pair up with... Oh, damn. Never mind. I was like, this is perfect for playing with Emerus. And I was like, oh wait, it's a hunter and a druid. So, never mind. But, oh my god, it's perfect for playing with Splintergraft. Oh, Mamma Mia. You play that, you play Splintergraft, you play the ghoul, you somehow heal that ghoul, and then, bam, you get a free 10/10 at 8/8/8, and the 5/3/7. All in one turn. So this is a Mamma Mia. It's not a spicy Mamma Mia, but it's a Mamma Mia. Festerroot Hulk. After a friendly minion attacks, gain 1 attack. Oh, that's actually a cool concept for a card. So it's all about attacking. So, I mean, if you can get some rush cards out there, if you already got cards out there and you attack with all of them, imagine you got like 5 cards on the board. Or 6 cards. You play this guy. So you get him up to 9/7 in one turn if you just attack with all 6 cards on the board. This is a pretty cool concept. I like this guy. Ghostly Charger, Divine Shield Rush. Okay. Glitter Moth. If your deck has only odd cost cards, double the health of your other minions. Interesting. That would actually fit in well with that other priest card I was talking about. Or that we just went over, the Inner Fire one. But that's another one of those things where it almost feels like it's the shoehorn gimmick. Like Blizzard's like, hey, look, this might be fun to play around with. You know what I mean? I guess every card has that to a certain degree. I can understand that. But some feel more shoehorned in than others. You know what I mean? Some it's like I have no idea how I'm going to pull this off, and some it's like, oh, I can do this pretty much every game. That's what I'm kind of getting at. Because, I mean, yeah, every card Blizzard gives is going to be like, hey, it's, you know, they're like, hey, try this out. Gloomstag, Taunt. If your Battlecry, if your deck has only odd cost cards, gain 2/2. Okay, so it's kind of just pairing up with the odd cost card things. All right. Muck Hunter, 5/5/8, rush. Summon 2/2/1 Mucklings for your opponent. Okay. That's interesting. Yeah, it could be fun. It could be one of those things where you try to fill your opponent's board up with like really shitty minions and then they gotta get rid of them. That might be fun to do. I don't know, I'm just trying to think. That's alright. Prince Liam. Transform all 1-cost cards in your deck into legendary minions? 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Mamma mia. This is some prime stuff. You just load them all. I'm gonna make I mean, everybody's gonna do this. You make an entire deck full of 1-cost cards, Prince Liam, and then you just get legendaries and you start throwing them out there. This is gonna be fun to just play around with Prince Liam's card and see what happens. See what crazy legendary stuff you get. It's more of just like an RNG card. Like, who knows what you'll get, which I'm fine with. I'm absolutely fine with. Fine with that is what I'm trying to say. But then again, at the same time, I'm like, I could just make a legendary minion deck. So this almost, now that I think about it, this almost feels like the Blizzard card where they're like, hey guys, use all these shitty minions you got, play this, and then you're going to see all the cool legendaries you can get if you just buy some packs. It almost feels like that type of card. I'm not saying it is. It kind of feels that way, though. Quartz Elemental. Can't attack while damaged. That's another pretty cool concept for a card. It's like 5/5/8. It's kind of expensive for that, now that I think about it, because it's probably pretty easy to damage him. But you can heal him up. I don't know. I guess he'd be an 8/8 if I played it with that other thing, and then I could heal. He's kind of like a specific situation. This is alright. It's okay. Rotten Apple Bomb. Taunt. Death Rattle. Restore 4 health to your hero. Alright. Vile Brood Skitter. Poisonous and Rush. Ooh. 5 mana. But I mean, this is essentially a free kill on something, you know? It's pretty strong. And if you could buff him up, oh my god, imagine getting him to like a 10/10. And he just keeps being like, woo, 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 and taking out everything. I mean, it's got some potential. I really like the idea of a poisonous deck. I've made a few of them, and they always don't do that great, but I think there's a lot of cards this expansion that actually make it a bit more manageable to make a poisonous deck. Witchwood Grizzly, a 5/3/12 with Taunt. Battlecry, lose 1 health for each card in your opponent's hand. Huh. This is a cool concept for a card. That's like, I guess you just hold on to this and hope your opponent just plays all their cards, and then you bam, and then it's like practically a super taunt you play out there. Huh. It would also screw you over if you had Bronzebeard. You lose twice the health. Spectral Cutlass, Lifesteal. Whenever you play a card from another class, gain 1 durability. Alright. Dire Frenzy. Give a beast 3/3. Shuffle 3 copies into your deck with plus 3/3. Ooh. This could be fun to play around with. This actually works well with things like the Vile Brood Skitter. Make this into like a 4/6. And then you shuffle a bunch of those into your deck. Like, ooh. That's nice for the poison deck I was talking about. And maybe some other ones too. Or I guess it's mainly for rush and stuff like that. That's a fun card. I like that. Fiendish Circle. Summon 4/1/1 Imps. Gotta summon the Imps, man. Wanted. Deal 3 damage to a minion. If that kills it, add a coin to your hand. So it's just a way to get more coins. Wing Blast. Deal 4 damage to a minion. If a minion died this turn, this costs 1. Alright. Whispering Woods. Summon a 1/1 Wisp for each card in your hand. Could make a Wisp deck. Keep adding Wisp cards. We can make a Wisp deck soon. Now we're getting to the lower cost cards. Not as much gimmicky stuff, but there are still some hidden gems down here. Arcane Keysmith. Battlecry, discover a secret, put it into the battlefield. That seems pretty strong, actually. You just get a free secret to put into the battlefield for 4/2/2. Alright. Bellringer Sentry, Battlecry, and Death Rattle. Put a secret from your deck into the battlefield. Mamma mia, this is like... They're like, hey guys, you like Secret Paladin? Blood Witch. At the start of your turn, deal 1 damage to your hero. Alright. Fell Soul Inquisitor, Lifesteal, Taunt. Okay. Forest Guide. I like this guy. At the end of your turn, both players draw a card. Interesting. That's perfect for the mill druid type of deck. I guess you just throw it out there and then mill people with it. Houndmaster Shaw, Hunter Legendary. Your other minions have Rush. Okay, so it's, you know, charge. It's like, well, I guess Rush is, it can only attack minions, right? Charge is you can hit heroes, so. This would actually, again, work well in like a poisonous deck, because I could play poison minions and then boop, run them into them right away. So that's pretty cool. Life Drinker, Battlecry, deal 3 damage to the enemy hero, restore 3 health to your hero. Huh. That's actually a pretty good card now that I think about it. It's not gimmicky per se, but... Well, if you could trigger this Battlecry like multiple times, you could do a whole bunch of damage now that I think about it. I mean, with a Bronzebeard, that's already 6. And then... What was that one card? Repeat all other Battlecries from cards you played this game. You play Shudderwalk. And then... I'm pretty sure there's already another Shaman Battlecry. So if you play this card in like a Shaman deck, I feel like you can trigger that so many times. You could do like 15 damage with Life Drinker or something. And you play 2 Life Drinkers? This might have some gimmick potential, dude. I'm liking this. I think Life Drinker's got a lot of gimmick potential. Sign me up. Sign me up for this big-ass mosquito thing. Mad Hatter. Just Battlecry. Randomly toss 3 hats to other minions. Each hat gives 1/1. Ooh, that's a fun card to play around with. That's just like free buffs for all. Like, hey, you get a hat, and you get a hat, and you get a hat. That better be his line. And you get a hat, and you get a hat. Again, trigger the perfect for Shaman. You play it with the Battlecry cards, and it's just like hat, 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 hat. They're hats for everybody. Militia Commander. Gain 3 attack this turn. Rush. It's, this card's like been out since they announced the expansion. It's like whatever. Mist Wraith. Whenever you play an Echo card, gain 1/1. Alright, that's pretty fun. For rogue Echo stuff, but not too gimmicky. Night Prowler. If this is the only minion in the battlefield, gain 3/3. Ooh. I guess you couldn't really play this card with like other cards like Bronzebeard, because it wouldn't be the only minion on the battlefield, but it's still a 6/6 format. That's more like for non-gimmick. I don't think there's any gimmicks I could really do with this. Sandbinder. Draw an elemental from your deck. Okay. Scale Worm. If you're holding a dragon, gain 1 attack and rush. Alright. Swift Messenger. Each turn this is in your hand, swap its attack and health. I really like these cards. I like these cards a lot because it's just like, do I want to play it now or the next turn? Because you can be like, oh, do I want more health? And then maybe like a taunt or like put taunt on it. Or do you want to get the rush off of it and get like 6/2 and like a whap and kill something? So I really like that mechanic. I think it's pretty cool. Glass Knight, Divine Shield. Whenever you restore health, gain Divine Shield. Huh. This is a little paladin. I like his card art. Pretty cool card art, but I don't think there's anything I could really do gimmicky about him. Totem Cruncher. Taunt. Battlecry. Destroying your totems. Gain 2/2 for each destroyed. I feel like this would be a fun card to play around with for some gimmicks. Again, Shaman, so you can pair it up with some of those like double Battlecries and destroy the totems and maybe get him to be a really big porcupine boy. That could be fun. So it's got potential. This one's got potential. Toxmonger. Whenever you play a 1-cost minion, give it poisonous. Ooh. Again, perfect for a poison type deck I could try out. Now they're Blizzard's essentially just doing the like, hey, how about you play around with poison? It's like, all right. I've been wanting to, but thanks. Unpowered Steambot. 09 Taunt. 4 mana. Vex Crow, whenever you cast a spell, summon a 2-cost minion. Random 2-cost minion. I like Vex Crow. Vex Crow is another prime, fun gimmicky card. You play some Vex Crows, and you just keep casting spells, summoning random-ass minions, and see what you get. I like it. I'll make Vex Crow decks. I'm all aboard. The Witchwood Piper. Draw the lowest cost minion from your deck. Alright. Cinder Storm. Deal 5 damage, randomly split among all enemies. Ferocious Howl. Draw a card, gain 1 armor for each card in your hand. Vivid Nightmare. Choose friendly minions. Summon a copy of it with 1 health remaining. Hell yeah. Give me some more copying things. Copying always leads to some crazy gimmicks, man. You play Vivid Nightmare with, like, what's that card we got earlier? The Dollmaster Dorian. Get a couple of Dollmaster Dorians. I love it. Vivid Nightmare's got some gimmick potential. Witching Hour. Summon a random friendly beast that died this game. Ooh, this is actually a good card for, like, stealing your opponent's stuff. Maybe they play King Crush, and then you play Witching Hour and get a King Crush out of it. Like, who knows? It's got some potential for it. Black Cat. Spell damage +1. If your deck has only odd cost cards, draw a card. I like this card because he's a cat, and he's like, wow. That's about it. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's still, like, spell damage. It's got, like, 3/3/3. It's a pretty strong card, honestly, but I like the card art, and he's a cat. Maybe I'll make a cat deck. I could make a cat deck. How many cat cards are there in Hearthstone? We gotta find out. Blackwalled Pixie. Refresh your hero power. Alright. Blink Fox. Add a random card to your hand from your opponent's class. Okay. Cutthroat Buccaneer. Give your weapon 1 attack. Okay. Druid of the Scythe. Transform into a 4/2 with Rush or a 2/4 with Taunt. That's kind of cool. Not really gimmicky, but cool. Dusk Bat. If your hero took damage this turn, summon 2 1/1 bats. Duskhaven Hunter. Each turn this is in your hand, swap its attack and health. And it's got stealth, so that's like a 5/2 you could just play, or a 2/5. I'd probably want to play the 5/2. Face Collector. Echo. Battlecry. Add a random legendary minion to your hand. We got another 10 out of 10 Mamma Mia here. You just keep playing this guy over and over. At least for as much mana. I guess you can play Shadow Steps and stuff to keep playing him, which is probably the main thing behind him. But this would be a fun thing to play around with. Definitely a fun card. And definitely some gimmick potential. Because you could just base a whole deck around the Face Collector. And then you would try to win the game with the legendary minions he gives you. So I think, you know what? 10 out of 10. That's it. That's some prime gimmick potential. Put it in there. Hench Clan Thug. After your hero attacks, give this minion 1/1. This could be alright. You would just have to be able to attack over and over and over. But I don't think there's many cards that allow you to do that. I know there are some cards, but not enough to be like, oh man, I gave him like 5/5 in 1 turn over and over again. You know what I mean? Still could be fun to play around with. Marsh Drake. Summon a 2/1 Poisonous Drake Slayer for your opponent. That's not fun. Nightmare Amalgam. This is an elemental, mech demon, murloc dragon, beast pirate, and totem. Well, that's no doubt I gotta make a deck based around this guy. No doubt. I have to make an entire deck based around Nightmare Amalgams. And then you gotta win the game with him. It has to happen. It has to happen. Paragon of Light. While this minion has 3 or more attack, it has Taunt and Lifesteal. Phantom Militia. Echo. Taunt. Pumpkin Peasant. Lifesteal. Each turn it's in your hand, swap its attack and health. Rabid Worgen. 3/3. Rush. Ratcatcher. Rush. Destroy a friendly minion and gain its attack and health. Ooh. That's a pretty gimmicky Warlock card. This can be pretty fun. Especially if you pair it up with like some other stuff, like that one minion that sucks out the life of the 2 minions by it. I forget what it's called, but it's like brop, brop, and then you play Ratcatcher right after it. Oh my god, you get a strong Ratcatcher, dude. I like that. It's got some potential. Ravencaller. Actually, if you played this with a battle like a Bronzebeard, would you get double the attack and health? Or no? I don't know. We'll have to find out. Ravencaller. Add 2 random 1-cost minions to your hand. That's kind of fun. Anything that just gives you random ass shit is like my favorite because I love RNG. Tangle for a Mystic. Add a random 2-cost minion to each player's hand. Ooh. Again, fun card. And I like his card art. He's like, ooh, I got your future right here. Voodoo Doll. Choose a minion. Death Rattle. Destroy the chosen minion. Oh, wow. This is actually really strong. So you just play this and you're like, hey, I want that card dead. And then this dies and it dies. Wow. This could have some fun potential. I guess the only potential, though, is to play it and then have it kill something. So, I mean, it's a fun card, though. I'll give it that. Walnut Sprite. 3/3/3. Echo. Definitely going to make a Walnut Sprite deck. Gotta do it. I mean, look at him. He looks like he's Mr. Peanut, but like 200 years later. And to the next page we go. Witch's Cauldron. After a friendly minion dies, add a random shaman spell to your hand. And this is for anybody, so you can just get random ass shaman spells. Which is actually pretty great. You can do some fun stuff getting random shaman spells. You can get evolves. You can get, oh my god, this is prime. This is a prime gimmick card. Put it up there. 10 out of 10. Witch's Cauldron. I love it. Woodcutter's Axe. Give 2/1 to a random friendly rush minion when it's dead. Book of Specters. Draw 3 cards. Discard any spells drawn. Cheap Shot. Deal 2 damage to a minion, and it's got Echo, so you can keep playing this over and over again. Damn. Curse of Weakness. Echo. Give all enemy minions -2 attack until your next turn. Alright. Oh, and you can just play that over and over again. Divine Hymn. Restore 6 health to all friendly characters. Earthen Might. Give a minion 2/2. If it's an elemental, add a random elemental to your hand. Pickpocket. Add a random card to your hand from your opponent's class. That's a fun way to just steal a bunch of cards from your opponent. Just play Pickpocket over and over again. Rat Trap. After your opponent plays 3 cards in a turn, summon a 6/6 rat. That's actually, I like this a lot. I would make a Rat Trap deck. All revolving around summoning the rat and then buffing the rat and winning the game with the rat. Or just protecting the rat. I just want to make a Rat Trap deck. Rebuke. Enemy spells cost 5 or more next turn. Alright. Snap Freeze. Freeze a minion. If it's already frozen, destroy it. Sound the Bells. Give a minion 1/2. And you can play that over and over. That's really strong, actually. That fits in perfectly with my low-cost minions, and you just keep buffing them up. You just play Sound the Bells. You keep buffing up all the minions 1/2. Warpath. Deal 1 damage to all minions. So it's like a whirlwind that you just keep playing over and over. Which is perfect for my one deck with like Enrage. Even though they're trying to get rid of Enrage, this is a prime Enrage deck card. Even though they got rid of the keyword, it's still like perfect for it. So especially in Wild, where there's a whole bunch of Enrage cards. Witchwood Apple. Add 3 2/2 Trents to your hand. There we go. Trent cards. More Trents. Play a whole deck based around Trents. Then you kill the Trents with the seeds, and it summons more Trents. It's great. Archmage Arugal. Whenever you draw a minion, add a copy of it to your hand. Oh my god! More copying! Yes! Give it up, Archmage. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. More copies. I love it. Well, I guess he just, in the grand scheme of things, he's just kind of a Chromagus. Like a lower cost Chromagus for mages. But still's got some pretty good gimmick potential behind it. Baleful Banker. Choose a friendly minion, shuffle a copy of it into your deck. That's pretty nice for 2/2/2. For only 2 mana, you can shuffle a copy of a minion into your deck. I like that. And that's for any deck. That's perfect for some of my other gimmicky type of decks I play around with. Cathedral Gargoyle. If you're holding a dragon, gain Taunt Divine Shield. Boring. Ghostlight Angler, 2/2/2 Murloc with Echo, so you could just play a Murloc over and over and over and over and over again. Which could be fun to play around with. Hunting Mastiff, Echo Rush. It's kind of like Unleash the Hounds, but, you know, if it's turn 10, you can play 5 of them and then get 5 2/1s. And then if they last another turn, you can, that's a pretty fun card, though. If you can buff him up, I think somebody was saying, though, if you were to get this up to like a 5-4 and then you played him with Echo, it would go back to a 2-1 if you played the Echo versions. So I don't think the stats stick. But I'm not positive. I think that's what somebody was saying. So that kind of sucks, but oh well. It kind of defeats the gimmick potential behind it. Because you're like, oh, I got him up to like 6-7 in my hand, and I'll play a whole bunch of them for 2 mana, and that's like, oh, whatever. Lost Spirit, give your other minions 1 attack. When it dies, that's kind of alright. Especially if you can trigger it twice and just give your minions a whole bunch of attack. The Mercs Sparkel, if your deck has only even cost cards, deal 2 damage. Red Band Wasp has 3 attack while damaged. Spell Shifter, each turn, this is in your hand, swap its attack and health. So that's like a 4-1 for 2, that's not too bad. If he lives. Squashling, Echo, restore 2 health. Okay, so you can play a whole bunch of Squashlings. This is an expansion where you can just play a whole bunch of stuff in one turn, like Squashling, 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 Hunting Mastiff, Hunting Mastiff, Hunting Mastiff, Murloc, Murloc, Murloc. So that in itself has got some fun potential behind it. Vicious Scalehide, Lifesteal Rush 1/3 for 2. Blazing Invocation, discover a Battlecry minion. Ooh, that could be fun. Because who knows what you'll get. Dark Possession, deal 2 damage to a friendly character, discover a demon. Interesting, so you just get to discover some more, discover some stuff for taking 2 damage. I'm behind that, I'm fine with that. Hidden Wisdom, after your opponent plays 3 cards in a turn, draw 2 cards. Alright. Camellias. Each turn this is in your hand, transform it into a card your opponent is holding. 10 out of 10 gimmick potential, dude. 10 out of 10. It's also a great way to spy on your opponent and see what they're holding, which is kind of broken. I'm behind it. 10 out of 10. Give me a Camellias. I'll make a Camellias deck. I don't know how it'll turn out, but it'll be interesting. Swamp Dragon Egg. Add a random dragon to your hand. And that's for anybody. You can just have random dragons coming out. And Death Rattle, if you can trigger that twice, or do like Hunter with that, you can get a whole bunch of dragons. That's kind of crazy. Swamp Leech. 2-1 with Lifesteal. Town Crier, draw a minion from your deck, or a rush minion from your deck. The Witch's Apprentice, taunt, add a random shaman spell to your hand. I want to make a deck with him just because he's a frog with a witch hat, and it's kind of funny. I like him a lot. Just the card art, too. Witchwood Imp, stealth, give a random friendly minion 2 health when he dies. And finally, Zap. Deal 2 damage to a minion, overload 1. So, those are all the cards. Those are all the fun decks or fun gimmicky card ratings I've got. I'm pumped for this expansion. I'm pumped for like every Hearthstone expansion, but this one seems like it's going to be pretty fun to play around with all the cards and make some stupid decks and gimmicky decks and fun decks and play around with everything. So, thanks for watching. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Be like, Crendor, you missed something. This is going to be a really fun gimmick and you missed it. Or like, Crendor, that card's actually bad that you said would be fun. Or Crendor, this card would be great that you thought was bad. So let me know all your comments in the comment section below. I have to pee really badly. I'm going to go pee. And thank you for watching. Okay. See ya.